You got some pipes, my friend. You can sing. You're a great singer, my friend.
You're very generous.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. So I watched the movie originally. I was like, that can't be Simu Liu. And then I heard, that's really you, bro. Incredible.
Thank you.
I gotta ask you, was that musical aspect one of the reasons why you took the role, and it like drew you to the project at all?
You know, I think it was always a hope of mine that I would get to sing on. I think it's always a hope of mine that I get to sing on anything that I'm on. But yeah, I think it wasn't until about a year in that Alex first showed me the demo of the original song, and I was just really blown away by it. I was blown away by how good it was, how beautiful it sounded, and I was just like really excited to lay down the track with Kristen. You know, knowing that she's such a talented vocalist, and I think you're very generous. But I think I was carried. I think I was completely carried. I think Kristen's fantastic.
Well, I'm just ready for that, Simu. Now you're gonna be in a musical. I hope, because that was incredible. That was incredible.
I'd manifest that with you. I love musicals. Yeah.
Look, speaking of another project, I want to ask you about Copenhagen Test. Incredible. It sounds great. Spy thriller with Melissa Brera, produced by James Wan. Well, can you tease anything what we can expect from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a spy sci-fi thriller. It's set maybe just 5 seconds into the future, where the technology is pretty much what you have today, but with one little tiny conceit, which is that there is an enemy somewhere that has developed this nanotechnology that when it's ingested into a person, allows that person to become a Wi-Fi signal that kind of broadcasts everything that they see and hear. And I know that sounds insane and kind of more Star Trek than anything else, but there are versions of that technology that exist today. Not nanotechnology, but like we definitely, you know, we wanted to kind of take that conceit and kind of put it into the world of spycraft and espionage and clandestine services and everything. So it's great. Melissa's fantastic in it, and I'm really excited for people to see it.
You say insane. That sounds incredible. I can't wait, man. Enjoy the night. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Simu.
Take care.
Craig, it's good to see you again, sir.
How you doing, Joe?
Yes, sir. Good memory.
Man, you came in there, your energy, you lit it up. I know who's ever watching this like, yeah, Joe got that energy.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Now, I got to ask you, look, if we were to get a peek inside of Craig's dreams, what genre of film are we watching?
What genre of film? It'd be something, it'd be nice, you know, and maybe a little film noir, or something, a little black and white.
I like it.
A little driving on the countryside in a old school T-Mobile, what I say?
Model T.
Model T.
Model T. Now, the one thing I love about this film, I love multiple things about this film, but something in particular I really enjoy is that this is a glimpse of how kids listen and hear everything. Nothing that parents say is missed, and we really get a family discussion based on that. What do you hope families take away from that aspect of the film?
That everybody argues. You know, life is not perfect, but it can still be beautiful.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. This has been a 9.5-year journey for Alex to see this to come to life. Now we're finally here. Talk to me about working with him as a collaborator.
He has Tony Baloney in his
The passion Alex has for this film and just for actors and his art, his craft is unmatched. He really, you know, it really helps with the performance. You know, it really brings it out, and wakes you up, and gets you going. What you want to do good, you want to, you know, be in the moment. So it's been great working with him, and hope we can do it again. But I hope this goes well for all of us.
Yes, sir. Craig, you're in incredible shape, my man. Like, you look fantastic. Let me just say, you preparing for like a superhero role or something? What's going on here?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. No, I'm just, you know, I just took control of my health.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
Love that. Now, look, we know that The Paper is the Office spinoff. Any chance we can see my boy Daryl come back?
Call Greg Daniels. I'll be there in a heartbeat.
I love it. Thanks, brother. Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you. Right
Take care. Have a great night. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Listen, this started for you 9 years ago as a pipe dream. Here we are, a dream fully realized. The whole dream thing continues. What does it feel like for you to see your dream come true?
It feels surreal. It feels surreal. I feel like I'm just going to pinch myself. I'm going to wake up, and the movie's still not going to be done. And I'm going to be in like 2 years into production, and I have 2 more years to go. Yeah, it's just, it's phenomenal. I can't really believe it.
Alex, if we were to take a peek inside of your dreams, what genre of film are we watching?
I have a lot of stress dreams. Most of my dreams, unfortunately, are nightmares because I'm always stressed because I'm, making a movie, and that's very stressful. It's a lot of work. Occasionally, I have fun dreams. I have some flying dreams occasionally, and then occasionally, when I'm lucky, I get lucid dreams where I can control it. But most of the time, I'm stressed out.
That's incredible. Now, I have to ask you because Simu and Kristen have an amazing song in this movie. It's fantastic. Talk to me about how all that came together and what that song means to you in this film.
It was every time I recorded with them, it was like getting a personal concert. Even though we were recording sometimes over Zoom, I was still so moved by every single performance they gave because they're that talented. And I'm so excited. I mean, a lot of people know that Kristen can sing, and she's an incredible, incredible singer. I mean, she won a Grammy before.
She's going to be EGOT.
Yeah, I know. She's an EGOT. But not a lot of people know that Simu can sing, and he's really talented. So I'm so excited for people to hear his performance.
I wanted to talk about real quick about the animation because the characters in this really come to life. Their performances as animation characters blew me away. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, thanks for saying that. I think we spent a lot of time and put a lot of care into making sure the performances were really nuanced and subtle, because a lot of times in animation you can get really pushed with your squash and stretch, and there's a place for that. There's like the Looney Tunes sort of approach, but with this film, because it's so grounded emotionally, I needed to make sure that the performances were almost like Oscar-worthy performances. I'm glad you noticed that, and we spent a lot of time making sure the performance was really grounded.
It comes through the screen in an incredible way, Alex. Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Joey. It's great to see you.
Great seeing you too. Thank you.
MovieWeb is absolutely awesome. I watch you guys. I mean, I go down the whole rabbit hole of all the, YouTubes and all the different services. It's great.
Well, look, In Your Dreams is a fantastic film, and it's really big, imaginative, and beautiful. But at its heart, it's really about a family and second chances. I think it's interesting. The film never uses the word divorce or separation. However, that is a theme throughout the movie. Talk to me about the influence of seeing this movie through a child's eyes, and also the things that children hear all the time around them that they pick up on.
Boy, what a great question, and a tough subject matter to tackle. But I think Alex and Eric, our directors, have put this thing together in such a way that it makes the subject easier to kind of talk about. It's something that we all, many of us deal with and many of our family members deal with. So at the end of the day, you're right. It is about the relationship and second chances and realizing who you love, right? And realizing the importance of people you love. And that's my big takeaway from the movie, and I hope everybody loves it for that, and also has a great time watching it.
The music in this is absolutely amazing, especially when we get to those big dream sequences. But we also get a great musical number, which reminds me of those old school like Disney movies or peak Pixar movies that I remember. But how instrumental were you in crafting that song? And talk to me about hearing Kristen and Simu, because they crush it. Their vocals are amazing.
They're amazing, right? I mean, how great are they? All of the, Mr. Sandman was really, really fun and really a challenge. And I must say, I had a wonderful person working with me, which I'm not sure if I should share her name. I think she's going to be coming down the red carpet. But anyway, had a great music producer attached. And so we worked together just to create something cool and different, taking that old song and really updating it. Really fun.
So speaking of that, there is I saw the movie on Saturday, and I walked out with a song in my head, a little jingle in my head, if you will. Don't you wish your pizza was hot like me? So tell me about this. Where did that come about?
Well, Alex, our director, came up with those lyrics, and at one point he wanted me to do a version of that song, and I said, whew, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat that. Why don't you really hire some great artists, which is what they did. And he came up with those lyrics. Don't you wish your pizza was hot like me? So I had very little to do. I put some little spice on top of it. That's all he did.
Now, I want to talk about the sounds of this and how the music is another language in the film. Talk to me about some of the music that we hear from the dream sequences, but also those grounded, heavy moments that we see in the film with the family.
Well, thank you for asking about that. They were it's so interesting. The score, I had described it as sort of an impressionistic score, and then this action adventure score, sort of a cowboy score in one place or two places. But then there's that turn that the characters take when they really realize the stakes are really high, and they have to come together, and they have to I'm going to go back for my brother or my sister, and that really spoke to me, and I just went with it and spoke from the heart, and so that music is very kind of small and delicate, and it's just sort of playing the different characters. So it's a huge, for me it was a gift because I can do all these different kinds of music. So
Now, John, last question I have for you. In your dreams, what genre of film would your dreams be in?
Wow, what a great question. I always have to say, sign me up for a Star Wars movie.
There we go.
It's the one thing I haven't done yet. So any of you out there want me to do I would love to do like a Star Wars. That's, I guess when I dream about being in one of those fighters and, going around with big music playing. So that's what I'd like to do.
Well, congratulations on the film. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Nice to see you again.
How are things?
Things are good. I feel pretty. Thanks.
You are incredible in this film as Stevie. I think you bring so much heart to the role. What did you learn about yourself through the process of playing Stevie, though?
I don't know if I learned it about myself while I was recording it, but I think looking back, I realized that during the time that I was recording Stevie, that just my development as a person, I feel like it fully mimics Stevie's arc in the film. I like to call myself a recovering perfectionist. I think Stevie is sort of learning to get over some of her perfectionism, and so that's definitely something I look back on, I think, fondly of, because I was like, dang, we were both going through it.
Now, this is such a deep personal story for Alex, and to see it come to life. You worked on this for almost a decade. Now here we are, finally here. Talk to me about working with Alex as a collaborator on this film.
Oh, I mean, it was really great. I'm not overstating when I say this was one of the most collaborative projects I've ever gotten to work on. I think especially with animation, when you're coming in early, they're sort of developing the character and the writing as you're recording. And he was always very open to what my interpretation might be, and just he would sometimes be like, we wrote this and changed this based off of your performance, and that's really validating. And honestly, Alex has become a mentor to me outside of this. He wrote my letter of recommendation to college, and I'm going to his alma mater now, so sometimes when he's in New York, we get
NYU?
Yes, NYU.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, sometimes when he's in New York, I'm like, let's get a meal, let's do it. And I feel like we're gonna probably stay in touch for years to come.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is the perfect movie, I think, for families because it's really told through the lens of a kid's eye, and we get to see what the things that kids always pick up on and hear, but sometimes don't say out loud. So, what are you hoping families take away from this film?
I think just that to get through tough times, you gotta lean on each other. I think these kids, Stevie especially thinks, if I can find the Sandman, if I can find this fantastical solution, he can just snap his fingers and all my problems will be solved. But life isn't that simple, and I appreciate how the movie actually delves into that, and really their problems are only solved, or not quite solved. It's not quite perfect when the family comes together, when they lean on each other, when they lean on each other for support, because life isn't going to be perfect, but if you have love to get you through it, that's what will get you through it.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Jolie, so if we got a peek behind your dreams, what genre of film would they be?
Thriller, anxiety, coming of age, because I'm I don't know, because I'm almost 20, so,
There you go. I love it.
Stressful.
Are you a dream chaser or a hit the snooze type of person?
I would like to be a hit the snooze type of person, but I'm afraid I haul myself out of bed after scrolling for an hour on my phone. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the night. Thank you so much. Take care. First of all, this movie is absolutely incredible. I love it from beginning to end. Reminds me of peak Pixar from when I was a kid. It really hits you in the feels. But at the end of the day, this story is really about a family's second chances. But the core of the story is a family. Talk to me about the dynamic that we see in this family in your dreams.
Yeah, I think it's got an interesting sort of modern take on family, but it also has a nostalgia feel to it. I think Alex and I were both sort of Amblin kids. We come from the 80s, so there was always these films that we grew up with that had these weird, quirky families, this idiosyncratic families who have these weird foibles and stuff, but they it's sort of just glued together with this wonderful love and charm, right? And we tried to view that into the family. Hopefully it comes across. But yeah, I always try to find some sort of paradoxical thing in every character where it's like, if you have like Stevie, who's like very sort of lost in her head and sort of dreamy, but she should also be tough and a little bit clumsy or things like that, to find these sort of balances within each character.
Now, there's something really interesting within the animation of this film. I noticed that the characters felt like they were like coming to life in a way that I hadn't seen before. So I want to talk about the actual animation in this film that we see. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's, Sony ImageWorks is incredible. They have an amazing team up there in Vancouver, and I feel like, Alex, he was just like, hey, let's go for Academy Award-winning performances. Like, we want that level, and I think, what does that mean when we actually jump into the animation? Like,
it was pretty great.
I think it was like finding and looking at, when you do these things, there's many performances that they go, well, is it like this? Does she sort of react like this, or like, is it like this? And you have all these choices, and we tried to find interesting ones and complicated ones where it was like, okay, there's a nuance in this one, and let's like zoom in on like, what is that? Like, can you get that into these, into the 3D models? Like, can we find it? And I think the team up there did an incredible job. They found those wonderful little things that go, yes, that is the essence of like whatever this emotion is,
Well, like, Eric, congratulations, man. Enjoyed the night. The film is fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Good to see you again, sir.
Nice to see you again.
First of all, amazing job on this film, as I said before. Tell us a little bit about the relationship between Elliot and Stevie in this film.
Elliot and Stevie have like kind of your stereotypical sibling relationship. I mean, I can relate to him because I'm also a younger sibling. And, at the beginning, they kind of argue like every sibling does, but over the movie, their relationship really strengthens and they really see how much they need each other.
Now, this has been a movie that Alex has been working on for the last 9 years, almost a decade. Talk to me about the collaboration process working with Alex on the film.
Alex was a great director to work with. I mean, you could just tell how passionate he was about his job and about this project. So he was just really great to work with. I mean, he would always like give me deliveries of how he thought it should be delivered and also see how I thought it should be delivered. So it was a great collaboration between us, and it was great working with him.
Now, if we saw your dreams like we do Stevie and Elliot's, what would your dreams look like?
My dreams probably fast cars and good food.
I love
ramen.
Now, I love the sequence when we get to the breakfast part of the dream. Talk to me about what sequence you're excited for fans to see.
I think just all of the dreams, because there's so much variety. Like, none of the dreams are really like each other. And each time there's a new dream, there's a new whole world and new everything. And there's just so much variety in all of the different dreams. And I think that's really cool.
It's amazing. Now, this In Your Dreams really shows how kids process things that adults don't realize. What do you hope families, especially parents, take away from that?
I think this movie has great lessons to be learned, whether for kids or adults watching it with their kids. And yeah, there's just so many lessons that can be learned from this movie. Like, one that really stands out to me is things don't always work out how you think they should, and that's okay.
Absolutely. Elias, enjoy the night, man. Congratulations. Thank you. Have a great night, man. Good seeing you.